In basketball, fundamentals are everything. A steady dribble, a precise shot, and sharp court vision often determine success. Similarly, in the world of college sports, foundational values like commitment, authenticity, and transparency are under threat, as Caitlin Clark passionately highlighted in her critique of the NCAA's transfer portal and NIL practices. Her observations, delivered with the same precision as her signature three-pointers, have sparked debate about the evolving nature of collegiate sports. According to a recent episode of New Heights with Jason and Travis Kelce, Clark didn't hold back when discussing the chaos surrounding the NCAA's transfer portal. "The transfer portal was crazy, especially in football," she remarked. "I think that's where it's gotten the craziest because that's obviously where all the money is." Her analogy of players being akin to free agents underscored how the system has veered away from its roots, diluting the amateur spirit of college sports. Clark's sentiments were echoed by Jason Kelce, who described the unsettling trend of players leaving teams mid-season. "I don't think that people should be leaving before the playoffs. I think that they should figure that out." Angel Reese, Clark's rival, used the transfer portal to move from Maryland to LSU in 2022, a decision that reshaped her collegiate career. Reese led Maryland in scoring and rebounding but sought a fresh start at LSU under coach Kim Mulkey. "I chose LSU and Kim Mulkey because of the winning culture," Reese said at the time. While the portal gave Reese an opportunity to thrive, Clark views its overuse as a threat to the spirit of collegiate sports. "You lost that little bit of, I don't know, amateurism of college sports," she remarked. "It's kind of sad, it's like a minor league football basically now." Clark proposed a potential solution. "I kind of think that there should be a commitment level from the player to the university that there isn't right now. And I don't know if that means signing, term contracts. Maybe it's like a 2 or 3 year contract that you're agreeing to stick with a team or university as long as there's not a coaching change." Clark's push for player commitment in college sports goes deeper, exposing the hidden pitfalls of NIL deals that athletes can't ignore. Beyond the transfer portal, Clark shed light on another critical issue: the financial pitfalls of NIL, name, image, and likeness deals. These agreements have become a lifeline for many athletes but often come with hidden challenges. "I know that's what I always think about, and lucky enough I had, obviously great parents and people that helped me with that," Clark said. "But these people are getting this money, and, little do they know, you're not gonna see, maybe half of that." The tax burdens tied to NIL deals are rarely discussed, leaving many young athletes unprepared for the financial realities of their newfound earnings. Clark's concern highlights the need for better education and support systems to help athletes manage their finances effectively. While Angel Reese embraced the opportunities provided by the NCAA's evolving landscape, Clark's stance reflects a commitment to preserving the foundational elements of college sports. Her advocacy for loyalty, transparency, and fairness mirrors her on-court philosophy, where fundamentals always come first. Clark's willingness to challenge the system, even as she thrives in the WNBA, underscores her role as more than just an athlete. She's a voice for change, ensuring that college sports remain true to their roots. As she continues to lead by example, her message is clear: some games are worth playing by the rules. Clark discussed her long appreciation for the Chiefs and shut down rumors that she is a bandwagon fan of the Kansas City franchise. "My dad was a big Chiefs fan growing up, and people think I'm a bandwagon Chiefs fan, and I'm I was a fan before Patrick, Mahomes, and Travis were on the team," she said. "We've been big fans, and all the success you guys have had has made it a lot of fun." When asked who her favorite Chiefs player is, she said no one other than number 87. "I mean, obviously Travis is," Clark said as the Kelce brothers cheered. "I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan too. The both of you are pretty great. You and Patrick especially just have that edge too, that clutch factor, and a lot of people don't have that," she said. The trio also discussed Clark's history of attending Chiefs games and her connection to Chiefs general manager Brett Veach, who met Clark in 2022 while Iowa was in the Big Ten Championship and Veach was at the NFL Combine. Caitlin Clark has certainly experienced a whirlwind journey, shattering college records, being selected as the #1 overall pick in the W Draft, clinching the Rookie of the Year award, and earning accolades like the Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. Reflecting on her stunning rise, Clark remarked, "Life-changing. All in a good way. Things just change really fast, emphasizing the pivotal role social media plays in shaping an athlete's life. But that's why it's fun. However, the accelerated transition from her final college season at Iowa to the professional ranks meant she missed out on savoring some of her final moments in Iowa City. Clark admitted, "You don't have time to overthink things." Although she wasn't part of the U.S. Olympic team that bagged gold in Paris, she acknowledged that the respite provided by the WNBA season was something she really needed. Adapting quickly was a challenge, especially as she navigated a locker room filled with both seasoned veterans and younger talents eager to stake their claim in the league. Coming in as a rookie in a new environment, with new teammates, is tough. You don't want to say too much or too little. In my case, everyone is already looking to you to be something, which was difficult for me early on, Clark explained. Fortunately, I had some incredible veteran teammates. We were a youthful squad, too. You're there to learn, yet everyone expects you to live up to the expectations that come with being a top draft pick. Interestingly enough, positioned near her locker is the Indiana Fever's 2012 League Championship trophy, which Clark believes was placed there intentionally. "The coaches probably put it there on purpose, so I have to see it every day," she noted. Clark has the support of Fever legend Tamika Catchings, who was pivotal during that championship run. Catchings, now a revered figure in the Indianapolis community, has remained a guiding presence, frequently reaching out to Clark since her draft selection. "She's the reason the Indiana Fever became a powerhouse. She was one of the first to message me after I got drafted, and she still checks up on me regularly," Clark praised. As the NBA struggles to maintain soaring popularity, Caitlin Clark has some ideas to help. The WNBA star talked about the NBA season and its ratings dip on Jason and Travis Kelce's New Heights podcast in an episode released Thursday. "I feel like the average, basketball fan doesn't understand how good NBA players are, and they think it looks like they're not trying," Clark said. "I promise you they're trying, they're just so good. That's why it looks like they're not trying. And obviously the physicality of the league has changed a lot. And I wasn't around when it was much more physical, and maybe people want more beef and physicality and people think it's gotten soft. But I think that's also because the skill has just changed. And that's what's great about basketball, it's always evolving. I love three-point shooting, I love seeing guys just launch threes, but not everybody loves that." Clark, who will start her second season on the Indiana Fever in May, also mentioned the NBA is going up against the biggest TV draw in football right now, that the league drew its best opening night viewership in years, and buzz around the NBA Cup died down in year 2. The NBA also recorded its most watched Christmas in 5 years. But in between those two dates, viewership suffered. 2 weeks ago, ratings were down 19% from last year. Commissioner Adam Silver admitted they were down a bit and blamed a move towards streaming, which the NBA will benefit from next year through its new $77 billion media deal that includes Amazon Prime Video. Thanks to the Christmas lift, NBA viewership on ESPN is up 5% from last year, the league announced Monday. But factoring in TNT, viewership is still down 3%. Clark has plenty of suggestions for the league. She said she's not a fan of the new 4-team All-Star tournament and wants the NBA to return to the traditional East versus West format. She lit up when Travis Kelce suggested a 4-point line. "Adam Silver, 4-point line," she said, and added that 2 hotspots worth 4 points might work well. Clark also supported Travis's idea of increasing the league's physicality with hockey-style fights and suggested a 2-minute penalty box instead of ejections. Jason suggested an NBA Jam rule that shots count for more points for consecutive makes. Clark was less enthusiastic but said that would be cool. Clark also said she thinks the NBA's 82-game season is too long, and it means teams have less time to practice. She said she can't imagine playing that many games in a season. The WNBA season is increasing from 40 to 44 games in 2025, and it will continue to grow with more expansion teams. "I think 82 games is a lot on somebody's body, and mentally." Indiana Fever star and 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark was the guest this week on New Heights, the podcast hosted by Jason and Travis Kelce. And, of course, the topics range from discussing being a Kansas City Chiefs fan to opining about Travis Kelce's girlfriend, pop superstar Taylor Swift. Clark cleared up speculation that she, like many others who have become Chiefs fans since the Kelsey-Swift partnership, isn't a bandwagon fan. She also said that Kelsey is her favorite player. "I had family in Kansas City and I grew up in Des Moines, Iowa, which is only 3 hours from Kansas City, so that's just the closest NFL team," Clark said. "My dad was a big Chiefs fan growing up. People think I'm like a bandwagon Chiefs fan. I'm like, no, I was there before Patrick, Mahomes, and Travis. We were ride or dies, so we've been big fans." Clark said she turned her mother into a Swiftie, the term given to die-hard fans of the Grammy winner, after taking her to a concert. "My mom was begging me to take her," Clark said. "She was like, I gotta go, everybody is talking about it. I'm like, okay, turned my mom into a full Swiftie. 2 of my cousins were there. Good time." While women's sports, especially the WNBA, have grown in popularity and viewership, Clark was asked about collegiate sports. Clark set the NCAA all-time scoring record while at Iowa in March, and she parlayed that into numerous endorsement opportunities and becoming the #1 pick in the WNBA draft. During the episode, she was asked about the transfer portal. "The transfer portal is crazy, especially in football. That's where I think it's gotten the craziest," Clark said. "It's kind of sad. You lost a little bit of that amateurism of college sports, but also, it's the world we're living in. Now we got people on their 4th school in their 7th year. It's getting egregious." During her 4-year stint with Iowa, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark represented an endangered species, the college athlete who spends 4 years with one school. Over the course of her career, Clark watched as the liberalization of the NCAA's transfer rules opened the door for skyrocketing player movement across college sports. While the Hawkeyes benefited from this phenomenon, 2-year Clark teammate Molly Davis transferred from Central Michigan. For instance, the 4-time All-American seems to view it with a degree of skepticism. "The transfer portal is crazy, especially in football. That's where I think it's gotten the craziest," Clark said on Thursday's edition of New Heights with Jason and Travis Kelce. "It's kind of sad. You lost a little bit of that amateurism of college sports. But also, it's the world we're living in." Former Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce and Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce each critiqued the current rules as well, with Jason suggesting a rule against transferring before the college football playoff and even floating the idea of contracts between players and universities.